Hey, welcome to our 𝓬𝓻𝓲 beer reviews. Doing a another beer I got from Beer Drop, although I might actually be able to get this in stores. I'm not sure. From Jack's Abbey Craft Lagers, Smoke and Dagger, Smoked Black Lager. We live for lager, cloaked in mystery, brewed with imported Bavarian malt, smoked and roasted malts, step infusion mash. 5.6 ABV. Doesn't say the IBUs, although this was canned on March 29th, so it's pretty fresh, a little less than 3 months old. All right, so we get into the Spiegel Lager glass, which I feel like I haven't used this glass in a long time. Actually, I have 4 of them. You can see coming out of the can, it is a pretty dark brown. Once it's in the actual glass, it seems to be more of a deep ruby red or kind of a light brown, something in there. Get a pretty big, 4-finger light brown, dark tan, foamy head on there. It has evaporated pretty much by now. It always takes me a few minutes to, by the time I pour it and the time I get everything set up. Anyway, let's give it a whiff. Okay, so I will say I do detect smokiness on here, but it is quite low. Yes, I mean, I get like smoke. It's a very clean smoke. I wouldn't call it like bacony. It's not burnt. It's not rubbery. But yeah, I'm also getting like some kind of chocolate, maybe a little bit of coffee in there. I mean, it does say they did make a point of saying smoked and roasted malt, so yeah. Got that clean lager character to it. There isn't a whole lot going on here. I'm trying to pick out hops, but I think like the smoke is obscuring them. Let's dive in here. Cheers. Yeah, so the smoke, it hits me like as soon as it hits my lips and tongue and all that. And then immediately after, it turns into more chocolatey kind of flavor, almost like a dunkel, which that beer is really hard to find in America. And the schwarzbier is more about roastiness, whereas dunkel is more sweet and like has like a chocolatey, toasty character to it. Yeah, so it's actually, kind of a little bit of a nutty character. Yeah, a little bit of nuttiness on it. It does have like kind of I guess you would have to call it a dark chocolate because there's like a chocolate flavor here, but it's not an especially sweet beer. I mean, it's a little sweet for a lager. It's certainly a lot sweeter than like any of those generic black lagers like Dixie's Voodoo or something like that. A lot of those beers, they're just macro lagers and they throw some food coloring in there. Yeah, so smoke is quite subtle in this one. In fact, it's a little disappointing actually because Jack's Abbey, they usually make really good 2-spec stuff, and like this is, I mean, like I said, it's as far as I can tell, it's a really good black lager. For the last few years, when I judge beer on this show, is that I'm kind of doing a hybrid of to spec and also personal preference. And like usually, if it meets the specs, I will really like it. To personal preference, it's really rare that a beer doesn't hit the specs, but I really like it. So they tend to go hand in hand. Yeah, I do get a little bit of like a spicy hop. It is not citrusy. It is not piney, anything like that. Yeah, so yeah, it's a pretty solid black lager, but the smoke leaves a lot to be desired. It's not that I'm not detecting at all. It's there. It is just really low. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, the smokiness is like a 2 or 3. It is quite subtle. So, I'm enjoying this as a black lager, and like the little bit of smoke in there is just like a little bit of a bonus flavor. But when you mark it and you put it right on the label, smoked, is I think the smoke should be, prominent, like those 𝓑𝓻𝓮𝓀 beers. Yeah, that being said, it's a nice, tasty black lager or just a beer in general. 5.6 ABV, full 16-ounce can. Well, it's too strong to session, but it's not intense enough to be a dessert beer. It's just a beer for drinking, I guess you could say. Yeah, I've been drinking this pretty quickly. So as far as the score for the Smoke and Dagger, it's okay. I'm gonna go 3.5 on this one out of 5. Solid like B kind of range, 7 out of 10, something like that. Really nothing wrong with it at all, other than just that the smoke is like quite subtle. Too subtle for my preferences. By the way, I got this beer on beerdrop.com. Link in the description below. Use my code to get $10 off your first purchase. I really recommend it. In fact, I just paid for my next shipment today, so that should be here in a week or two. All right, so you know, if you watch all the way in, you're awesome. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys for Tuesday Night Beer School. Cheers.
Somebody brewed it, Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's Beer Reviews. Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.